Hi folks, kama K, kama Dawa. It's another exciting episode. Today I'm having here Bernard Kimani. We are going to discuss matters politics, leadership, and how young entrepreneurs they maneuver in this industry. As I said, he's a director, Faida Agriventure Limited, all the way from Nakuru up to here in Mombasa. Karibu sana Mombasa, director.
Thank you.
Tunakuona ukiwa kijana mdogo sana, unajua watu tukiwaambia wewe ni director pale wanashangaa. Karibu sana lakini Mombasa.
Thank you.
Weather iko vipi? I know naambiwa Nakuru mvua inanyesha sana.
It's a good place.
Okay.
I've had the advantage of touring several places across the East African region.
Okay.
There's always this feeling of being at home anytime I'm in Mombasa.
Okay.
And I like it because currently, like in the Mount Kenya region, it's very cold. Tuna mvua haso unakaa mvua masika. Like in South Africa hapa, hewa iko sawa, it's a bit warm. So I like it.
Okay. What made you to come to Mombasa?
So you see, okay, first things first.
Yeah.
Maybe for those people who are new to me, I'm Bernard Kimani.
Yes, sorry.
Or popularly known as B. Kimani. So my main work is consultancy, and we're dealing with agribusiness. And we're majoring with the dairy farming. So time to time, I have to travel on behalf of our farmers.
Okay.
Because they are sourcing every information from us. So we trusted across the world and major East Africa. And so I attended the SK.
Okay.
That is Agricultural Society of Kenya show Mombasa.
Okay.
So I wanted to see the bull that was bought at 1 million because I have to answer the questions to our farmers.
Okay. I was coming there. I wanted them to understand who is this Bernard Kimani because that is part of why are we having this podcast. I've been trying to follow your journey, both on matters. You know, you're also a journalist because I've been watching some of your videos and you're doing quite good. So I want these young people who are watching you today, I just want them to understand who is this Bernard Kimani? What is Faida Agriventure Limited? What do you normally deal with, and what inspires you now to become this great young person at the young age? Ulianzia wapi, safari yako ilikuwa vipi, na ni vitu gani zilikumotivate? Bernard Kimani, kindly.
So Faida Agriventure is a registered company.
Yes.
We deal with agricultural consultancy, as I said before. And the most known brand is Kilimo Faida TV, the number one source of factual, verifiable agricultural information. The journey started around 3 years ago. By then, I was working as an agronomist with some of the renowned companies in Kenya, starting with Green Life. We have the Joanco SPS. So, and during that period, I realized there was a great gap. There was a big gap between the information that's available for farmers and what's supposed to be done. Yes. In a scenario like recently I was following this story of the pesticides. I think it took the better part of a whole week. How they were talking of the toxic levels the chemicals have. And this is something that inspired me to engage in the work that you are in, where we were selling agricultural chemicals. They are all labeled in English. And then the moment I'm sent by the company to go engage farmers, some of them hardly will they alter a word in English. So I felt like there was a great gap of information, and that's how Kilimo Faida TV was born. And after Kilimo Faida TV, we expanded it to Faida Agriventure. So Faida came later. So that's when we registered the company so that we can be able to transact our business legally in Kenya. So every journey starts from a step. Leading from Napoleon Hill, I understand the aspect of will. Everything starts with a will. So I know there's a problem, I'm willing to give a solution. Definitely it's not easy because you have to assemble resources, you have to assemble a team, you have to start somewhere, you have to get acceptance from farmers. I remember when we were starting, mostly the audience was centered around Nakuru, that is in Rift Valley. Okay. And then when we started with the baby steps, within a year, that's when I started to realize that the solution that I was willing to offer was going beyond where I initially thought. The moment I started receiving calls from UK, US, we saw this on YouTube, I'm in Ghana, I would like this assistance. At times maybe our Kenyans in diaspora, and I appreciate so much because there will be no great help to us and to our growth. So that's when I realized the calling was bigger. than I thought. And that's how we started to expand. We started to do it even with more passion. So I would say, you start with the will, and then also the grace of God, so that you can get acceptance.
Okay, I just want to understand this, Kimani. You've been a student. I don't know even the course that you took at the university, but I know you're doing agriculture. Okay, because faida, I think it comes from the word kilimo faida television and faida agriventure. How are they relating?
So faida agriventure. So faida,
yes,
it's a Swahili name
okay.
of profit.
Yes, profit.
So number one, we want to, like every time we're talking of kilimo biashara, we're talking of agribusiness, we just
Yes.
want to make the agriculture profitable.
Okay.
So the inspiration of the profit is the faida.
Okay.
And then agriventure, it means if we go with the African way of terming agriculture, people used to believe it's a career for the old men in the village, those people who didn't go to school. So we have to bring in the aspect of business. And that's where the agriventure comes
Agriventure comes in. Okay. Yeah. Now my question was, now ndo wewe Kimani, now I'm just a fresh graduate from the university. I never took the course about agriculture, but now I want to open an agricultural company. You don't have even people in your to say I believe even on matters finances haukuwa maybe that good person, but mkatu hivi ukasema mimi nataka tu kufungua kampuni. Haukufeel kama it will fail?
You see, maybe I want to correct you a bit.
Okay.
Because that's something that is holding so many young people behind.
Yes.
Because the moment they have a vision, but they don't have capital, or maybe they don't have the relevant skills, at times they tend to hold back, or maybe fall into other options that maybe they don't fulfill their lives, or maybe their aspirations. So number one, the will to solve the problem was there. The aspect of engaging people was there. So those are things that I used to build long way before graduating, because I was in the community projects, I was in the community campaigns, and that's how I used to analyze the problems. And remember, if today you want to start a business, if today you want to vie for a position, maybe to be the president, to be the governor, you must always have a theme. You must always have a purpose. What do I want to do the moment I'm there? So mine was, how can I bridge this gap? People are making losses. People are misinformed. Then how do I get in? So other than the course that I was doing, that was an overall course that was helping shape me as a policymaker and someone who can do the analysis, someone who can understand the economy.
Yes.
I had to go for extra short courses. And remember, at no given point, anyone who has a dream that you can have enough resources. I think if you look around this studio, there are so many things that you feel you want so that you can get to the level that you want. But we are still here shooting a podcast.
Yes.
Because it means at any given moment, resources are limited. But the difference is, there's someone who says, I'm going to wait until I have the 2 millions so that I can invest on the best studio and then start. But there's you who says, with what I have, I want to start, pursue my dream, and then along the way, I work on the resources. So it's the same aspect.
Okay. I know before you started your company, I believe that you had some objectives and goals that you wanted to achieve. Up to this point, do you believe that there are some goals that you have achieved? And maybe in how you achieve, what do you feel that are the reasons that are making you not to achieve the goals?
So far, I call it a success.
Okay.
Because at 3 years, having people I'm paying, like they're earning from the company, the consultancy projects that I'm seeing myself involved in, my personal accomplishments, I can say, yes, I'm right on track. But we stop dreaming when we die. So I'm still dreaming.
Okay.
So there's still a lot
Okay.
on the tree that I have to achieve.
Thank you. Today I wanted to link leadership and politics. You have been a leader for a while. I know there's so many people you are leading today. But I can say that most of our leaders in Kenya, they're not just leaders, but they're politicians. Yesterday, DCP party leader and also the former Deputy President of Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua. He was speaking at SCK Church, that is in Nyandarua County, and he was saying that as the opposition, when it comes to 2027, they will front one presidential candidate, and they will make either him or her a presidential flag bearer. Among them, who do you feel that he's capable of leading Kenya and kupeleka Ruto kama kwa mfano in case inawezekana nyumbani?
So, first of all, if I was talking to them directly,
Yes.
I would encourage them to continue with the pursuit they have, because it's good for our country, because democracy says that everyone has the right to express themselves.
Sure.
They have the right to sell their agendas to Kenyans. But personally, I feel like our politics are misplaced. Because, for instance, if you happen to go to Tanzania,
Yes.
I believe you've been there once or twice.
Yes.
Every time that the elections are done, they all relax and engage with nation building. This also happens with good democracies like South Africa, US, UK, and it's something that we are missing in our country. Because I feel like 2 years before elections, that is not a conversation that we would be having right now. I believe what they would be doing is to converge, come up with a policy paper. This is where we think our country should be heading. And again, I want to say there's no one who is 100% devil or 100% angel.
Yes.
So today we cannot go every day on the streets and say, William Ruto, our president, is pure devil, like he's doing everything wrong.
Yes.
We cannot go into the streets and say he is 100% perfect. So I think the work of the opposition, even as enshrined in our constitution, number one is to always oversight. This is happening right, this is happening wrong. And in the scenario where something is happening wrong, they bring up an alternative.
Yes.
Probably that alternative is what maybe the president would pick
Okay.
and steer the country forward. Because I believe somehow, at times, personally, I was a huge fan of William Ruto.
Yes.
But some days on course when he took the presidency, I felt like he was not fulfilling what I thought.
Okay.
But over time, I've learned the aspect of giving him time. Because at any moment, I don't want a scenario where we have anarchy, like you're overthrowing our president. The Constitution says, give him 5 years. So I feel like we still have that time. Looking at the guys in the opposition, our leaders, so far, there's not that person who has really come up very well, 100% that we can say, this is the right candidate. But I want to believe maybe as they say they are consulting, maybe there's a way they are going to shape that one best candidate.
So according to you, you're not seeing that candidate who can lead that team.
Not really.
Not really. Okay, I just want to assume that maybe, okay, according to you, you're not seeing them, but I want now us to have that conversation, and let's assume that they are the only candidates that we are having. We have Fred Matiang'i from Kisii, we have Riggy from Mount Kenya, we have this from Trans Nzoia County, Governor George Natembeya, and so many. Kalonzo Musyoka from Ukambani. I just want you to compare Kalonzo Musyoka and the rest, for example, on matters, on their charisma, on their financial stability, on matters leadership, and all those aspects that can make one to be a president. How can you compare maybe Kalonzo Musyoka from the rest, maybe George Natembeya from the rest, like that way now?
So where do you want us to start?
Let's start with Riggy. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the man himself.
Yes, the man himself.
I think one problem that we have with Riggy, the moment, you see, like maybe you're a father, then you happen to have a son.
Yes.
So it comes a time where he has to look at the inheritance. Like you've looked for these resources for all the years, and then it's time for your son now to take over, maybe to lead the family well. It's a mistake where when the son is on top, then starts discussing the matters that he would have done 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So I believe the only problem with Rigathi Gachagua
yes.
is the way he approaches his politics.
Okay.
Because whereas targeting, or maybe advancing interests of a given region is very healthy, the way he does it, it's wrong. And that will somehow delay his ability to unite the country. Because remember, in politics, in as much as I come from a given ethnic community, somehow I get tied to it. But the way you advocate for the same policies is a problem. Because financially, he's okay.
Okay.
We've seen him recently take the right track, which the rest of the candidates are not doing.
Which is that?
Amassing or trying to get international support.
Oh, okay.
Because it's required.
Yes.
Because say, we're in a developing country. Most of our budget comes from either aid, grants, or goodwill from the...
Kenya is a third world country.
Yes.
Yes.
So you definitely... So all the other countries, say US, Germany, China, they have to consider their own interests.
Okay.
And remember, the moment maybe I want to be the president or Riggy want to be the president, and he fails to convince most of those countries, somehow you'll be looking towards a sore relationship the moment he gets into power. And sometimes it impacts the support from the colleagues.
Mm-hmm.
It impacts the financial support for the campaigns because it's a money affair. To run a presidential campaign, it's a money affair. So I can say there he's taking the right track. Again, he's okay because he's advocating for some of the critical issues that no one else is willing to speak about in the country. And in some scenarios, whereas the government is maybe trying to argue against him, they're also acting when they realize maybe he is pointing out to the right direction.
Okay.
But again, the problem is that you must appreciate also some things that they are being done the right way. So I would say maybe he has to convince his colleagues better that he's not just pro-Mount Kenya, so that they can also support and feel safe with him.
So according to you, his shortcoming ni kama? Ile tu yani unafeel hii yezi kafanya Rigathi ya kwa president.
You see, number one.
Yes. No, I just want only one of them, only one. Because
Okay.
you have talked about his eloquence, you have said he's a good orator. You have talked on matters financial stability, you have said that he's a good when it comes to matters financial stability. You have talked about leadership. In fact, he was the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. So that means that matters leadership, he's good. But you have said
So
that you
tell
don't...
me,
Yes.
tell me, remind me of one solution that Rigathi ever proposed. That you remember.
To Kenyan?
Yes, that you remember.
Okay, he was against all evil things that according to
one
him.
solution he ever, or maybe one economic policy that he ever suggested.
A good question. A tough one.
Because, you cannot be a leader who communicates only problems every day.
Okay.
Remember, I want to correct you on something.
Okay.
Like you see, one of the problems that maybe the president was facing is people, like as he said, people who would advocate for his policy or like his programs. Because as a leader, it doesn't mean whatever you have to do, it's light. But you need to communicate your vision with the people. What is that vision that Rigathi is giving us today? So that is one of the shortcomings. Mm-hmm. Something if he overcomes and be able to maybe mobilize support from the rest of the colleagues, then he can make a president.
Okay. You have said very well that as a leader, you have to come up with a solution and not a problem. That is very right. But according to what we hear from Rigathi every day, he's saying that what President Ruto used to do as wrong, he was against that wrong thing. So that means that the right ways ndio yeye alikuwa anataka kuzifanya. Kama for example, on matters education, he is speaking about education, he is speaking about healthcare, like SHA. He was against SHA. You remember that? About the Adani deal, he was against that. So that means that anaweza kuwa he might have a good plan yenye maybe the current president William Ruto don't have.
And what did he propose?
About
the same things that he was against.
Okay. Like for example, I want to talk about the education now. Kimani, I want us now to be sincere in this conversation. Like for example, if in education system, maybe they are doing things that they are not right. Like they removed maybe the old system, the help, maybe funding and all those things. But maybe according to him, remaining with the old system maybe was the best as compared to the new one, because maybe the old funding model was the best and it was working as compared to the new one. Maybe the new one, it's not working. So,
Do you know why currently Burkina Faso is rising economically?
yes.
Because the young man who took over leadership, he had to take draft actions. So number one, he says most of the mining activities in our country are being carried out by foreigners. Immediately he comes in, he cancels the mining contracts and then issues the same permits to the residents of the country or the citizens. Same to agriculture. He decided instead of farmers going to maybe lease for tractors from private, maybe he gives tractors to the community, like you just fuel. So immediately you're fueling economic growth. So other than Rigathi maybe talking of shy is bad, he would have advocated for an alternative. What do we need to do to end HIF?
Okay. It's okay. I think we'll just come there. Let me believe now, but Rigathi Gachagua on matters solution is not providing solution for the country. Let's go to Kalonzo Musyoka. Do you feel that Kalonzo Musyoka can lead Kenya?
I would say yes.
He can.
Yes.
Okay.
You see, number one,
yes,
we also need political maturity. So I feel like he's one of the leaders who's always very cautious with whatever he says. He's a man of few words, but whatever he says, okay, even though people will call him watermelon or something, but he's that one leader who is always cautious with whatever he says. So at least sometimes you can believe what he says.
Okay. George NATEMBEYA of Trans Nzoia?
He's still young.
He's still very young, so he cannot lead. So
politically, he's still young.
Okay. So you have said Kalonzo Musyoka maybe can be the best president. Fred Matiang'i?
Based on track record, he's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he can?
Yes.
According to you, he can.
Yes.
Do you support William Ruto?
As a citizen,
yes,
I wouldn't say I'm his best follower.
Yes.
But I still feel he has time to change where he went wrong.
Okay. You have said very well that the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was to provide solution. Now, I want you today to put yourself into the shoe of Rigathi Gachagua. Now I want you to be Rigathi Gachagua and advise the President Ruto on where he's going wrong. Wewe sasa kama assume now today you are the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. How can you advise President Ruto?
So number one, for a leader in the stage of a president,
yes,
so I can only try to fit in the shoes of the Deputy President to advise him. Because remember, he is a senior. And I believe for him to go for the presidency, I believe he already had an idea in mind of what Kenya needed. But things change with the time, and maybe probably that's how things happen. Number one, I'm a student of economics, and I believe changing an economic course is not a work of a single day. So I believe number one thing that he has to do, or he needed to do, is to reduce the number of advisors.
Okay.
The moment you have too many advisors, at times you get all manner of information. So the moment he reduces the number of advisors and have at least few in the critical areas. Number two, he has to communicate his vision very well. Or he needed to communicate his vision very well. And stop promises. Remember, in an economic setup, resources, we started by saying they are limited. Some of the things that President Ruto was communicating, they are possible, but they only need time. If today, if maybe Uhuru, when he was introducing the SGR, there was a lot of heat. Currently, we are sitting in Mombasa, right?
Yes.
And it was felt like it was somehow threatening the same economy of Mombasa, because all maybe the media houses, people are misunderstanding and saying the moment SGR comes, we are not going to have the trucks coming all the way to Mombasa. We are killing the port of Mombasa. But over time, we realize the benefits. So some of the promises that William Ruto was giving, they were time-bound. Like maybe we needed 10 years to realize them. But the manner in which he was communicating, somehow they suggested that the solution was instant.
Okay.
So, and definitely people would misunderstand him. Because like the moment he was speaking of the Garana Kulalu project that is doing the irrigation, he was speaking as though it was happening tomorrow.
Okay.
But in the last few months, we've seen very nice pictures from the same project where we have over 10,000 acres or maybe a 10,000 acre plantation of maize. And then we can only imagine if that is doubled or tripled. So he was to reduce the manner or like change the manner in which he was communicating. Look at his PR policy. You are in media and you know. The moment you have the wrong person in the PR
Yes.
room,
Okay.
you can destroy the whole organization. You need someone who speaks less. Not like every tomorrow evening you have someone on the media. You need someone who communicates. Like you see,
His appearance on media is too much.
is too much.
Okay.
You see, like during Uhulu's time, we had the Kanze dinner at the tail end of the term. He would give at least a weekly update, and you would even hear from president at least once in a month, and everybody was on the TVs because when you take time, you can think what you need to communicate, but the moment you overpromise and you fail to be clear or you don't have clarity, then
Okay. Haya. We are heading to 2027. You have said, okay, I have not gotten your answer very clear. I don't know if you still believe in his policies or you don't, but 2027 is coming and he'll still be there as a flag bearer of, let's say, muungano inatokea time, I don't know, but saizi yako UDA. Do you believe that he will maneuver President Ruto?
you say
According to the
elections
ways, yes, I'm talking
are
about the
always decided on the ballot. So president still has a long way to go. He has an uphill task. Because remember, he has lost some of the perceived strongholds that supported him in the last elections. But we can't say clearly amepoteza because we still have some by-elections.
Okay.
But leading from the mood, he has gained in some areas and lost hugely in some areas that propelled him to power. But you see, every day, politics is a game. So every day he's maneuvering, he's bringing empowerment projects. But somehow, Mount Kenya was a little deciding block, which he lost. But the good thing with the president, the moment you are a presidential candidate and not in power, you can only rely on a given stronghold. But the moment you are the president, you have the advantage of the government. So if, like, today you go to a government office in Marindi, for example, and then you are well served, say it's a Huduma Center,
Yes.
you are credited to the government. So somehow you will easily support the government. So that's why it's so essential that the government delivers all the way from the presidency
Yes.
to the local levels.
Okay.
Because somehow if the services are felt, so it's easy to say, yes, President Ruto is Ruto as a presidential candidate.
Yes.
But since the government has supported me, I wish like this government can. So he has the upper hand.
Okay. Okay. Haya, as we finish now this discussion, I want to talk about Kenya Moja, but I want us now to be very specific to one member from that Kenya Moja. That is Babu Owino. How your take on Babu Owino's Nairobi governor's ambition?
So, first of all, I'm a great admirer of Babu Owino.
Okay.
Because all the way from the student union, he's a guy we have grown to admire.
By the way,
based on how he would deliver, based on his energy, his ability to mobilize.
Okay.
And I would say for him to win two terms in Nairobi, it means he has delivered. And there is a political shift in the whole world. Look at any country. The things that we used to perceive as maybe the people used to perceive as the strong men, currently things are changing. All the way from Burkina Faso, we have countries like Malawi where opposition came and swept the whole election. The UK Prime Minister, we had the former Prime Minister, a very young person.
Yes.
So I bet to believe the future is very open for him.
Okay.
And looking at the chemistry between him and the people in Nairobi, considering how we have a large number of young people in the city, I believe he has very high chances.
Okay.
I don't
want to be biased because you're also a young person and you're a leader. But don't you feel that Babu Owino is too young to lead Nairobi as a governor?
What makes you feel like he's young? Because number one,
Yes.
in leadership, you are looking at the ability. Number one, how clear are you with your vision? Number two, what are your policies? Number three, in a county like Nairobi, remember it's a metropolitan. We are talking all about service delivery. If you can be able to ensure that we have cleanliness in the city, we have water supply in the city, traffic is smooth, healthcare systems are working, then what else do you need from a governor?
But you know, we have been leading only, okay, as a member of parliament, and you know, constituency, you can't compare constituency with a county. You know, county is bigger than constituency. Do you feel that Bobo Wino will be able to
we had a
and
governor,
remember, it's a capital city of Kenya.
We had a governor,
Yes,
called Barchok from Bomet.
yes.
I believe he was allowed 32 years the moment he was elected
Nairobi,
governor.
Kimani, it's a capital city of Kenya. It's not just a county like any other county. Maybe you can talk about Trans Nzoia, you can talk about Uasin Gishu, but that one is a capital city of Kenya, despite the, you know.
Are you coming from the group of citizens who believe that the more you get old, that's the better you can lead?
But the more you
we are in a generation.
The more you get old, the more you have a lot of experience. So that means that you can okay. An older person has more experience. Like for example, on matters like I can talk about the current governor of Nairobi. He was the senator of Nairobi. You know, alikuwa close sana na maybe governor mwenye alitoka, so alikuwa anajua vitu more. But this one is just a member of parliament. You know, just shifting from a member of parliament. And unaona watu wengi wanapiga kelele wakisema maybe Rigathi Gachagua, the problem that ilimfanya maybe hakuperform vizuri ni vinyana alikuwa ametoka tu kwa deputy president na akaenda from MP na akaenda directly kwa deputy president.
So I feel like if today we were talking of Mbunge Babu Owino going for presidency, we would be long. But for the governor, it's the light track.
Okay.
Remember, this is an MP who has been ranked the best MP with the utilization of the CDF funds across the country for the second year in a row, and before he was number 3. Remember, in all the constituencies, we still have people who are 60 and some 70 years, but he's still been able to utilize funds, limited funds in the capital city of Nairobi. So I believe number one, policy-wise, he's okay. Number 2, he's pro-people. And remember, for you to be a governor, you see this is a devolved function. It's a devolved unit. We're only talking about service delivery. And number 2, he's not going to serve alone. He definitely going to have a deputy. Na pia ataenda kuwa na pia ministers wa county. And remember, I think it's something that we literally need in 2027. Because we need to inspire the next generation. The moment we will talk of he's too young to lead Nairobi, how then will we be convinced that we need to elect a new president who is like 40 years? How will we be convinced then NATEMBEYA can be the president? It will always be a biased scenario where the old folks are going to take advantage of us. Because they'll always be saying, you see, you are too young to be this and this. You see, you're too young to be the minister. So let the old people, let's elect, or maybe let's appoint a 60-year-old man to go and represent the Ministry of Sports. Okay. Like personally, I feel at times it's so long to have maybe someone like Mvuri in the Ministry of Sports. We need someone youthful like Ababu Namwamba. You see, the moment he was the CS, now we have people we are happy of. You can see even the performance of Chan. Like these are some of the policies he was able to bring across.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for having time with us. Director wangu anataka kunimaliza. Wanasema kwamba muda wetu ushakusha. But I want you just to speak to young people on matters leadership, professionalism. Like I'll just give you 1.5 minutes so that at least you can talk to them looking at that camera.
So I just want to do a quick reference to the current trend where people are sharing memes on how people are resigning, the young people are resigning, by just saying, hi, my boyfriend will take care of me. Hey, my parent will just take care of me. It's a reflection of the impatience that is there with the young people, that today something happens, tomorrow we are already making a decision. I would say for you to start and be successful, you need to persevere. You need to be patient, and you have to build it. So whatever vision we have, whatever dream we have to push them and to the end, and all these are not the same. Some days are hard, some days are okay. And we have to learn also to those people, from those people who are experienced. So I'm happy to have appeared here.
Thank
I
you.
believe the next time I'm here and I have enough time,
Yes.
I'm going to maybe have a better discussion with you, or maybe on a better, maybe more time. But for now, the country awaits for us. We are the young people, we are the energetic people.
Yeah.
And one day, you'll interview me as the president at State House.
All the best. You have ambition. You're saying that you have an ambition of being an MP in Njoro. Are you going for that position?
For now, I'm serving people across East Africa. I'm the MP representing, or I'm the governor representing the constituency of agriculture.
Okay, for now you can't. I was listening to Ruben Kigame on his recent interview, and he was saying that the problem with Kenyan politician is the eye. So saizi alisema unajua alisema kumbe macho ndio inafanya watu hata haoni shida. Sasa yeye alikuwa na feel. Wacha tumpatie yeye pia. I think that's another conversation that maybe at next time ukikuja tutakuwa nayo, kwa sababu already ashaonyesha ako na ambition ya kuwa president. But hapa tunasema asante sana. Tunakutakia kila laheri wakati unaporejea kule Nakuru, na pia all the best on what you are doing. By the way, you are doing a good job on matters of agriculture, and we believe that agriculture now is going to peak in Kenya. Kwa sababu most of the young people in Kenya, they don't embrace agriculture. Wanasema tu agriculture kazi chafu sijui nini, but leo tunaona umepiga luko. Thank you so much, sir. Until next time, as your host Daniel Kihoro. Bye bye.
Podcast Crafting Stories, Building Brands.